Hello and welcome, my friends. We are at the final, potentially, hopefully not, final game of the World's group stage in Group D. I mean, maybe we get some replays. Anyway, GenG versus RNG is the game that we have at hand. And, well, both teams just crushed the competition today. I mean, there was a chance for Flying Oysters maybe to take a game, but in the end, both teams crushed NA and the PCS region, and with RNG obviously winning the confrontation here in week number 1, GenG now has the chance to equalize and force the tiebreaker game. We will have to see if that is possible. The last time GenG kinda hinted the draft very massively, and RNG made good of use of that, and with Wei also having a banger game, now we hope for GenG to adapt better to the meta and deliver some gameplay at least. And well, before we get into the game, there are a few other things that we need to mention. RNG would be joining an exclusive club of top level teams that made the 6-0 run. GenG also, they have lots of pressure. I am obviously going to roast them if they're not getting first place, because how can a Korean team not get first place in groups? All your LPL fans, you don't know anything, because Korean teams have an 80% chance to get first place in groups. And the LPL is 60 something. So there's a massive burden on GenG to hold up to that high standard. Downone Kia already failed us, LCK fans. And GenG, man, you have to pick up some slack and get to that number 1 spot, man. Let's just go into the draft here, because that's obviously very crucial. We get a first pick Maokai after, Caitlyn, Lucian, Nami, and the cat have been banned, right? People always talk about, oh my god, Lucian AD carry players are so good, Lucian is OP, man, how much of that is Nami? I have not, but people need to take a look at how much Nami is actually enabling this Lucian and Lucian players, man. Anyway, on the other side we have a few interesting bans from GenG, but okay, Maokai first pick, okay, the tree has been pretty strong, but not unfallible. And then we have blind pick AD carry, blind pick mid laner. Okay, these champions are pretty strong, right? Lucian, Sivir kinda, and Caitlyn off the table, so Aphelios kinda rises in ranks. The Silas, also a very strong mid laner, has been doing fairly well so far at Worlds, and with the tree ult he already has something. Stylistically it's not too perfect, but the other 3 picks can make some sense of this GenG team comp. Then we get Akali and Tristana, so yeah, we have some action going on here for RNG. They have a potential to scale, they have a potential to do something in mid games, they have a potential to snowball, but we'll need some more ham here on the sandwich to see in which direction they're doubling down. But they're obviously going for some skill expression. Tristana into Aphelios is an interesting matchup because both can snowball the other champion down, and both are also still fairly good in later stages. Then a Renata pick here with Aphelios, going for a bit more of a lane focus, and interesting pick against Akali. Renekton on R4. So this is just trolling. With this, the idea is we're giving Peanut R5 counter pick in the jungle, but hack counter picks in the jungle, which what year do we have, man? This is not the way to go, especially after, what is it, 3 jungle bans already? What jungle are you going to pick? Unless you have... Oh no, do we get fucking Renekton Nidalee? Oh, please, Lord, have mercy to us. Please have mercy. Oh no. Anyway, with this Renekton, they're obviously now in a bit of a situation, right? They have some decent scaling or late game aspects kind of locked in, and then they go with Renekton and a Blitzcrank. Okay, RNG, they have the Gangplank now in the top lane. Move the Maokai into the jungle role. Okay, so yeah, that's we are not farming, we're just ganking, and we're just ganking for mid and bot. I would expect to see some help maybe in the mid lane. getting Akali some help in this rather rough mid lane matchup, and then like doubling down like 4v2 dives in the bot lane. That's something. Or they just ignore mid lane and just camp with the Blitzcrank. RNG's bot lane is just absolutely going ham. They're not putting any respect to GenG. But I mean, I guess Blitzcrank against 2 immobile champions is something. And I mean, yeah, that's also really nice. You can also double down with bot lane aggression if you have a Gangplank, because he can not only free farm in top, he can also assist with his ult, of course. So GenG, I mean, it's not that their scaling is terrible, it's not that their team fighting is terrible, it's not superb, but they're mostly going, okay, we're destroying bot lane, we're going through that, we're snowballing into the mid game, and we're not falling off either. Especially if they get ahead early, which like we can, let's say, assume, for now at least. Their comp also really works well with an advantage in terms of map control and like picking stuff off. The R5 on GenG's side is the Trundle, so I mean, I guess that's the counter into some tank jungle matchups. But yeah, I don't think that's the R5 ultimate counter pick that you really wanted to go for, instead of like hiding your jungler and then counter picking top lane. Tell me you don't understand drafting without telling me you don't understand drafting. Like counter picking jungle, like it's not even about the Trundle, right? It's about like what were your plans. I mean, it's not that the Trundle is a like devastatingly bad pick. I mean, Trundle is a champion, especially if their thought is with the Renekton, let's attack the top lane, right? Renekton's pillar obviously is Renekton's pillar. The pillar obviously is non-orangeable or non-cleansable CC, right? The displacement of the pillar, Gangplank's origins can't do anything against that. But yeah, I mean, fire is going on in the bot lane, and I don't think, that's also something I don't think. But I don't think the Trundle is going to be all that great in a standard way, right? I mean, obviously you can play exceptionally well. You can just out jungle and do something like with creative pathing and so on and so on. It's like not impossible, right? And it's not that GenG's bot lane is going to get absolutely rolled per se. This is obviously very much gameplay dependent, right? Like if you get hooked, you're done. If you constantly have minions in front of you, constantly have flash up because you're not getting flash forced by bad positioning or jungles, then obviously like bot lane can be really well. Like there's some stuff going on for GenG's bot lane. The jungle pathing should be spotted out with GenG's bot lane walking over that ward, so Wei would know that his bot side jungle is gone. Zhao Hu is also going to spot it right now, donating a ward over, which is interesting. Okay, let's see. Maybe we get the mid lane gank here. Chovy positioning aggressively. He misses the E though. Ay. Okay, so that's something. Peanut loses a bit of time here. He still has an advantage in terms of jungle clear, but I mean, he's always going to clear faster than the tree. So top lane is going relatively interesting. I mean, Brief understands. I'm just going to outscale this crocodile. Like, crocodiles are already extinct, KW, so I just need to do anything. Or like dinosaurs are already extinct. I just don't need to do anything, even if I lose some like XP minions or whatever, man. And in the bot lane, yeah, GenG. Yeah, they're respecting the level 2, I guess, and also, I mean, the early push potential is there with the Tristana. Wei is looking for an invade, I guess, with the bot lane push coming in, but I mean, like if no one is coming over, right, you don't have to respect as Peanut. So I don't know why they're like that scared here. I mean, it's going down to a smite fight and Wei fucks up, so that's that. We're going to potentially see a fight here. but I think it's just weight gone, with also Chovy having the faster rotation in the mid lane, right? That's the mid lane pressure ebbing and flowing down into the bot side. And yeah, that's the first blood onto Ruler. We'll have to hold our horses, right? This is great, but there is a blitzcrank in this game, so any AD carrier or non-sturdy champion that is strong, I mean, this can be changed on a dime, right? If he's fat as fuck, doesn't matter if you get one shot. Anyway, okay, so, well, is there anything else immediately worth talking about? I mean, we have way, with a bit more of it, like the standard nowadays, I guess, in this. Oh, flash hook comes in onto Lehans, but Lehans also has flashed and Peanut is in the wings. Maybe Lehans falls down, but is that going to be everything? I mean, Lehans falls down, he has the bailout, another flash forced. Ming doesn't have flash, he's going to get rooted. Maybe Lehans has overstepped. No, he's still alive, and GenG's bot lane is just smacking them. Bam, bam. Let's go, man. Send back to the streets, man. Let's go. Playing in your fucking off-stage bonus is not going to help you. I mean, Doran, man, like, Anyway, let's look at the bot lane. That's something great. And, yeah. Nicely done. It's not going to be enough. But Doran, come on, man. How do you get solo killed level fucking 5? Oh, come on. It's not that Brief even had earlier level up, right? He didn't use the ult. Anyway, that's now a Gangplank ult. That's something they need to take care of in the bot side, or they need to remember, the slow especially. And very valuable, also, Ruler didn't flash, so it's not that RNG is like, okay, yeah, we got clapped, and now we can just go and take care of Ruler and take that bounty. Nope. He still has flash, and I mean, Lehans, like, on the knife's edge, like, he gets the bailout. And yeah, that's it, what I said, non-cleansable CC, right? He has to cleanse, and then he finally can try to rocket jump away, but the pillar is still annoying. Anyway, I don't know what happened here on top side. I guess he... I mean, he used his abilities onto the minion wave, and then didn't immediately ran away. So I guess that's that. That's just I mean, nice attention by Brief, but also a bit sloppy by Doran. Let's just hope it's not going to turn into much, but that's not what you want to see. Fuck these crocodiles, man. Anyway, yeah, even with it's a bit. Oh, Chovy and Ming might get into some altercation, but nope. It's just GenG walking in. Obviously, know when this red buff was taken down earlier, due to the fact that Peanut already took care of that. So that's another buff cleared. So that's now, what is it? 6? Oh, I can't count, man. It's 4 to 2 in terms of. Oh, he hasn't even cleared all his buffs. So anyway, just massive buff advantage for Peanut. So even if the CS is close, the actual XP shouldn't be. But I mean, jungle XP and so on is like always fucked. So that's something else. We're going to get another fight in the bot lane. Let's go, let's go. Ming moving in for a hook. He connects onto Ruler, but I mean, is that going to work? Yeah, okay, the displacement is just a bit too much, I guess. Okay. I mean, the cannon barrage was there, but was that actually that much damage? I mean, Also interesting that Ruler didn't elect to flash. That's just weird. Well, whatever. I say whatever, man. Gangplank now 2 kills. He's going to get another one here with Doran plays like that. Oh. No, he still has E this time, so it's good. But man. Anyway, let's talk about how like Worlds so far is a bit of a joke tournament, while we're seeing how Ruler doesn't locate his flash button on the keyboard. I mean, the hitbox is kind of cringe, but yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so we see, as far as I can see here, all of RNG is playing from their isolation rooms, which obviously makes sense due to COVID. That's not what this is about, but the fact that GenG has to play on stage while their opponents get to play from home is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Not only that they have to play in front of a crowd, which is like going to impact your nerves way more than sitting in your room and playing on the screen. Also, if any one of you like watched any interviews, especially in week 1 where like this was fresh, the equipment and the standards of like the stage are just disgusting. Light on the screen, light in the eyes, not working microphones or headphones. It is disgusting. Hopefully they fixed this all of that, because otherwise this is just absolutely ludicrous. And especially Gala, as far as I know, doesn't even have COVID at this point. But I mean, he's deciding to like play off stage because he would be the only one. And I don't know, man. This is disgusting. That, I mean, maybe GenG got the offer. Okay, you can also play from home, and like they didn't do it. But this is stupid. This is stupid. Especially like everyone who's going to deny that playing off stage is an advantage is like, you don't know, man. You don't know. And I mean, we can also talk about how bugs so far have costed games and even group stage standings in a sense. So the whole, I mean, I at this point I think everyone knows about the bug in the GAM versus TES game, which led to Gigabyte Marine's win, which means that TES was disqualified, or like not disqualified, but that they obviously like dropped out because they didn't qualify for the quarterfinals. Which is like a massive thing, right? It's not only that the bug costed a game, which is wow, okay, or that the bug costed a team fight, right, which could have led to a game end. It's the G2 example, but a bug that literally changes who is going to go to quarters or who isn't. This is too much, man. In my personal opinion, obviously it's a really hot topic, and I mean, I looked into it somewhat due to some like messages and comments I got on my video. I somewhat looked into it, but I'm obviously no like in-depth expert, and I've not looked at like POVs or whatever, because I don't have this pro view or whatever it's called. So that's that. So obviously Riot Games needs to thoroughly investigate that, but if it is indeed a game-changing bug, then we have to ask, like, what are we going to do? Like, first of all, we're going to force Gala's thumbs. That's nice. And second of all, like, what are we going to do? Are we going to do nothing and just accept, okay, yeah, they lost to a bug, right? Are we just going to let that be? At this point, like, we can just ask, like, what are we even doing? Why does Worlds even exist if the tournament is just, yeah, like, I guess you were lucky you didn't have a bug in your game, and I mean, I guess you're unlucky your game was bugged and you fucked up, and like that's just disgusting. Like if we go like where's this going to end if we go that route? So Doran flashes forward, Brief gets a turret shot, but I mean this crocodile is just a fucking joke, man. I mean, okay, at least he gets away, but we're flaming the crocodile in a minute, so let me just finish that point here. If we go that way, like, what is this tournament even going to mean? Like, is this going to be MSI 2.0, like a tournament literally decided by external factors, 1, 2, 3, on top of gameplay, right? It's not that Gigabyte Marines and TES didn't play the game out till that moment in which TES was having many difficulties, and in which Gigabyte Marines, I mean, they're not called that anymore, in which GAM got really good moments, right? It's not that that didn't happen, and it's not that I don't think that GM didn't deserve this win. Absolutely, I was fucking happy for them. But ooh, hook onto the hands. Bailout comes through though, but it's not going to be in time, right? And with the TP, Zhao who comes in, Peanut is going to be potentially being the next one on the chopping block. They have to put some respect to Ruler, but Ming's hook is going to be up any minute now. Ming hooks, but this time the hitbox is not on his side. But who is on his side is Brief, who just got paid massively in the top lane. While I was rambling and while we were watching this gameplay here, 2 turrets fell in the top side due to the combined aggression of Breathe and Wei and the combined incompetence of Doran and... I mean, okay, that's a bit harsh, but the fucking Renekton pick, man. Just delete the champion from the game so that no one is picking it ever again. They also used Herald, of course, because Peanut was camping bot, which is somewhat working, I would assume, here. Because, I mean, there is some form of gold lead against a team that has a fat Gangplank, obviously, who is cheating money. We're going to like rewatch this again. Obviously, Lance gets hooked, and yeah, we're entering a 1-for-1 state here with Lance and Gala dying, but obviously, like the kill going to Peanut and the kill going to Ming, it's beneficial for GenG, and also if you look at the minion wave, like Gala is denied XP and gold, so that's something. But yeah, the point, I mean, like, what are we going to do? Are we going to replay the TES Gigabyte GEM game? Is that even possible at this point? Are they still in NA? I mean, I know G2 already is home, and like they played the day before, so that's that. So I don't think they're even there at New York anymore. Oh no, Peanut! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, come on! What are you doing? I mean, wait, Zhao who's just not ulting. Oh, Lehen's getting hooked again. Chovy though, getting some AoE value. Doran is also there. And Ruler is still untouched, still auto-attacking. And Gala is falling down. That's a 2-for-0 with Peanut just running into them. How is this working out? Zhao, why aren't you ulting earlier? Are you saying Peanut is not worth it? I don't know, man. Sure, Brief wasn't there. He just... Oh, yeah, he wasn't there at all, but he's getting a turret. Gangplank is getting scary. Oof, oof, oof. He can still one-shot this entire team from GenG, but let's hope he's not getting to that point. And a teamfight win and the Herald will take it. But yeah, so no action, action. So are they going to replay the game? Just the game? And then what? Like if Gan wins again, obviously it doesn't matter. But if TS wins, then wouldn't that force a tiebreaker? As far as I know, it would, right? As far as I know, it would. And then what are we even getting started? Like, which games are we replaying? Like, would that mean that maybe Rogue is not going to quarters? Or maybe even DRX, I think in that context, there's a chance that even they couldn't make it, right? Maybe, like, obviously I should have googled it a few seconds earlier before making this rant here, but obviously, like, if a game like is that crucial, like, you may need to replay it. And people are arguing like, hey, you can't replay it because the mindset and all that stuff changes based on the results, right? They're saying, oh yeah, Rogue played this way because they were already qualified, or they were saying, oh, TS played that way because there was no fear anymore. And I'm like, sure, I'm not saying the result didn't impact the mental state, not denying that at all, but like, then okay, are you going to say we replay all games? Like, at what are we going to do? Not doing anything again at all about a bug changing a game and the outcome of a group? Or are we willing to maybe replay games? At MSI, we replayed 3 MSI. MSI, we replayed 3 RNG games due to the ping, let's just say that. So yeah. And like, there are some like bad tongues saying they replayed these games because, well, they didn't care, right? They knew RNG is going to win them again anyway, which is I think that's a bit stupid. So yeah, that's a huge thing. Like, maybe let me know your ideas. There are some people saying, like, even if it's a bug, the bug didn't impact the game, but from what I see, from what I know, I think it definitely did. But anyway, let's drop that for a moment, because we have a soul point fight here going on. Are we going to have an honest smite fight and then just ran into each other, or what is going to happen here? So far, the aggro is resetting. Ming has rejoined his team. And he's looking for a play, but so far he doesn't find an angle. He gets Peanut though, and that's huge. They still get the soul point smite, and Gala might be in danger, but who's really in danger? It's Zhao who's going to drop down. It's not even forcing summoner spells from Ruler here. We're on a good road to a tiebreaker, my friends. The gold lead is not that high yet, but I mean, GenG is like doing a good job so far, and I mean the Drakes, I mean, in stats, roughly one Drake is 1000 gold, so this could be a bit of a bigger lead, and especially with these Drakes coming in, right? Ocean Soul, obviously not the best Drake, but I think the value that some of the champions here, especially the top jungle mid champions, can have from GenG, it's going to be massive. And yeah, they're now taking down some structures. Obviously, Zhao, who now respawned at 19 minutes, not going to be an age-old long respawn timer, but we're still getting charges, we're still marching through the mid lane, and I mean the gold lead slightly extended, but hey, we have some really interesting items. I mean, we can have a bit of a debate about the Gangplank items. I mean, the Collector against 3 melee champions, maybe not the best idea. Yeah, I mean, you could argue, yeah, I'm just going to go for Ruler, and I mean, yeah, okay, but do you need Collector to kill Ruler? I don't think so. I don't think so. Obviously, there's some really nasty, or like funny, maybe even interactions with Collector and the Gangplank ult, because like you can Collector kill people from afar, but yeah, I don't know. Way going for a bit of a more aggressive Maokai build. I don't think we have seen it too often. I think Owner played it once as well in week 1, but I'm not sure if I remember that one correctly. Both mid laners going for some damage, I guess. Chovy obviously here, like with his gold lead he has, and with the gold, or with the extra carries he has, right? He's not a like stole damage dealer. Him going for a bit more utility, it's certainly not bad, and especially against like true AD carries or like AD damage threats, the Zhonya's into HP from the Everfrost is going to be fairly good. Already has a good amount of magic resistance, right, on his like base value, so that's not something Silas ever needs to get against Zhao right here. Zhao also going for flat pan. This is obviously going to mainly attack the Aphelios, so maybe that's RNG's call, like with the Collector, with the flat pen build. I mean, you could also say, yeah, like the Rocket Belt is the best mythic for Akali, and I would honestly agree, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, that should be it. So maybe there's no thought behind that. But if you go for mainly flat pen builds, and your target is the Aphelios, obviously that's a good idea, because his base resistances are in the basement, right? They are so low. Anyway, we're obviously now having a bit of a standoff here around the bot side jungle, where the Drake is spawning, and I mean soul point is something Ming. No, it's not really caught, just forces out the Shirelias. Yeah, Tristana going with the standard like AD carry, like scaling AD carry build. Kraken into Zeal item, and yeah, because of this build path, right, that's most AD carries go for, or like most standard AD carries go for. That's also partially why Lucian is so effective, right? His item curve is just like he's always on top, like he's like having massive like item power spikes with every item he builds, with the first, second, third, and so on and so on. His item curve is just really great. And yeah, obviously GenG, they would love to go for the Drake mainly, but they also like have a lead. They also can just chill, right? They also can force side lane stuff, because it would be RNG's first Drake. Sure, there's the scaling from RNG, which like we could all say is potentially a bit better, especially easier to use. And with that, maybe GenG doesn't want to trade gold for the Drake, which is something, as I mentioned, they could do. But anyway, I think we're going to get the same thing as last time. An honest standoff with Ming going for a hook. If he finds something, that's great for him. If not, then we're just going to have a smite fight. And I think that's a bit crazy. But again, RNG, like, what is your engage? Your engage is Ming hooking someone or wave, flash, W or flash ulting. And I mean, he gets actually the, a fail flash there. Oh no, can we at least win the team fight decisively? Zhao, who here getting attacked. Ruler not with the best of old, but I mean, he's at least in the game. He's not dead yet. And I mean, RNG, like, with an absolute robbery here. They take down Doran, who is not able to flash a wall. I mean, they lose some flashes, but so is GenG. And they get the smite. They get another kill for Brief. So yeah, massive win here for RNG, right? It's just, there's not much else to say. Brief, like, even with, I mean, we'll get to that later, but yeah, Brief getting paid, Brief getting gold barrels off, and yeah, that's great. Obviously, Aphelios has some range, but he can't really go max range and auto-attack the barrels because of the threat of, because of the threat, right? There's a slow potentially coming in from Brief's ult. There's Wave with a potential flash W or just his ult in general. There's a fucking Akali, and there is a Blitzcrank. Like, my man can't step up, and who is stepping up? They're stepping up to the Baron, and most ults are still on cooldown on both sides. But yeah, this is a moment that could break the game. Let's just see. Lehen's already in danger. Baron falls. Chovy is the one to get hooked, but he has the stopwatch, remember. Aphelios might be in a bit of a situation, but again, like, where's the engage? Like, sure, they can get one kill here, but they shouldn't get much more. And that's just Doran, the fucking useless No! Oh, he gets away. Oh my god, he got away. Why aren't you flashing the hook, though? Why aren't you flashing the hook? Why are you flashing afterwards? Anyway, now GenG is chasing. Chovy dashing forward here into a bit of a dark corridor. Zhao, who might be in trouble, but GenG, man, they're making use of, I don't know what, event HP bars, and Zhao, who dies, man. What is going on? What a turn of events here. So GenG forces the Baron after some members with OTP were in bot, and Gala, like, RNG, like, how far are you going to take this? No, I should just say GenG, how far are you going to take this, man? 3 AM and my brain not working, man. It's just always the same. And with Zhao who dead, now GenG, like, they're making use of every little thing they can get. Members in the bot side with OTP, forced Baron. Low HP bars after a chase, just force a fight, even with a numbers disadvantage. And oh, Brief is dead. Yeah, that's just the game. And now we get a tiebreaker on our hands. I think GenG here with a very nice game. The draft, I mean, it's just mostly the pick order in a sense, right? Doran, switch the Renekton with the Trundle. That's the main thing I would change. I mean, that's the main thing. There are other things, right? Blind picking your two most important roles. Let's leave that aside. But the GenG, nice draft adaptation after the week 1 blunder here. It's better, way better. And yeah, just better play, you could say. I mean, Doran, just get this guy a tank or, like, I don't know, man. It's just, what the fuck? Peanut had a great game. I think the Trundle, I mean, in the end, was a decent choice. Obviously, Maokai in the jungle, I think, is way worse than Maokai in the top lane. But in the end, Maokai is, like, still a tank, right? He's doing tank things. He's a great tank. He's a very useful champion, but he's not going to be your main carry. So people often get that a bit confused. Yeah, I don't remember all the, like, draft rotation moments. So that's something, obviously. But yeah. RNG, I said they had a really good strategy to get ahead here, but Peanut, with, as I also said, hopefully I said it right. He has obviously the favorable jungle matchup, right? That's at least something he got with the R5. And yeah, he made use of that. Invaded the 2 early buffs and helped his bot lane. And then his bot lane and the soft pressure that you have with this mid lane matchup, which, I think, which Xiaohu picked himself into, right? I don't know why, but hey. With that soft mid lane pressure, the pressure of the bot lane ganks, I mean, then Peanut had time to continue bullying Wei. And yeah, well played bot lane shenanigans. Teams got ahead, and yeah, let's go, GenG. Let's go right into the tiebreaker. Hopefully not doing the same thing Damwon Kia did. Smash them and then lose. I mean, this wasn't really a true smash, but obviously GenG had to be very respectful against what RNG had, because RNG's comp is like, you give them an inch, they take a mile, and they take another one and another one, right? And as such, like, GenG obviously had to be a bit more like down to earth, right? Anyway, I'm not going to bore you anymore. I think we had a nice talk here. Let me know your thoughts to the topics I mentioned in the comments down below. Would love to chat a bit more with you guys. Some of you are watching my videos, at least I think so. So yeah, let's just chat a bit, man. And yeah, obviously coming also to an end with the group stage, so you know, maybe we're going to make a group stage review. I have some ideas about that, so anyway, we'll see each other in the tiebreaker game. Let's get to that one.